Hello, and welcome to Phase 2 of creating a debris field for Jabba's sail barge. This will be the final section for Phase 2, where we will add in the necessary effects. So I've added in 10 effects generators. There's one here connected to a single locator. This will be for the fire effects for the block that impacts the bow of the desert skiff. I have 9 more effects generators for the dirt impacts for the other 9 blocks that impact in the terrain. And I've set these up here. So go ahead and grab this locator for the block that's going to impact the bow of the desert skiff. And we're going to set this near our impact point. So about right there on top of the path point. And now we're going to go down to our path point. A little hard to point to there, but we're going to do new logic connection. Point reached by object on the path. We'll come back to our effects generator for that. And we'll select that. We're going to play looped, come down to the fire drawer. And I'm going to pick Smoky Flames. Let me go ahead and grab this effects generator and move it down below the train with the rest of our logic. And we have these effects generators here. This was the Smoky Flames fire effects for the Phase 1 debris that we created. So I'm just going to put that in that row with that. Help me keep it organized as to what is what. So I'm keeping my fire effects. That logic gate turned off the looping effects when we reset and play the level, and this was the logic gate that controls all of our resets. It's connected to this one here, so I'm going to take this logic gate as well, and I'm just showing that that's to our fire and our smoke plumes, resetting those. We do new logic connection on output. We'll come over to this fire effects generator that's also playing looped, and we're going to stop the looping effects for when we want to replay the level. Now we can start moving our 9 locators for our dirt impacts. It doesn't matter, this has nothing to do with the randomizer, because the path points is going to be what turns on the effect, and it's only going to play once. So we don't have to worry about turning it off either. So I'm going to put this on top of my path point, and then grab my path point, new logic connection, point reached by object on path. And we're going to come over to this effects generator. And this time we're just going to play once, come down to the impacts drawer, and I'm going to select large dirt impact, that one right there. So that will only play once when the block, if that random trigger is fired by the randomizer, that will play once when the block impacts at that point. I'm going to grab our second one here. So like I said, we don't have to worry about the order that we connect these up. Has nothing to do with the randomizer. These locator points don't have to be exactly on top of your path points, just in the vicinity. So once again, when the point is reached on the path, we'll come over to this second effects generator. I'm going to play once, impacts, and large dirt impact. Alright. Grab our next one here, just going around the circle here. And you see, I don't really want this to be below the terrain, nor do I want it to be above the terrain. I want the locator to sit at terrain level. So you might have, depending upon where your impact point is, you might have to move it away a little bit. Like I said, the impact is large enough of an area that you're not going to really notice. So once again, new logic connection, point reached by object on the path. Come back over to our third effects generator, and we'll say play once, select impacts again, and the large dirt impact. And now our fourth one. Come over here to our sand dune, And you see that's too low as well, so just move it out a little bit. That's good enough right there. Oh, maybe. Where did I put it? Close enough. Once again, new logic connection for when the point is reached by the object on the path. When that random trigger is fired by the randomizer, we'll come back over to this fourth effects generator, play once again, impacts, and select large dirt impact. So this part of the process goes pretty quick and easy. I didn't put any fire effects or smoking effects in this. I figured these were smaller pieces of debris that were flying during the individual explosions, therefore they probably wouldn't be on fire. But if you wanted to add fire effects or smoking effects, you could certainly do that and use the same locators. So new logic connection, point reached by the object. Come back over to your fifth effects generator, and once again play once, impacts, and large dirt impact. Alright, we'll grab our sixth one here. This one's going to go down here into the mouth of the Sarlacc pit, or the opening of it. Once again, we don't want it to sit below the train. A little bit above the train is fine as well. Like I said, it'll cover that up. Chances are you won't see a whole lot of these dirt impacts even on the camera view. Might be somewhat impeded by the view of the desert skiff, but we're putting them there just for the detail of it. Once again, hook up to your effects generator. So play once, impacts, and large dirt impact. There we go. 3 more to go. So here's number 7. And this will also sit here in the upper rim of the Sarlacc pit. That's a good spot about right there. Logic connection, point reached. Come back over to your effects generator. Play once, impacts, and large dirt impact. That one's pretty easy, right on top. Logic connection, point reached by object on the path. Hook it up the same way to our 8th effects generator for the large dirt impacts. So once again, play only once. Impacts and large dirt impact. Alright, last one. This one sits up here on this sand dune on the hillside. Again, don't want to be below the train, so just select a point, place in vicinity of your path point on top of the surface. Point reached again, and we'll make our final logic connection here. Play once, impacts, and large dirt impact. Alright, now we can move these down. I'm going to show you how I did mine. I stacked mine just to save on space down here, because we're going to need more logic for our phase 3, because we're probably going to have some fire and smoke effects. So that was our dirt impact effects generator right there for our phase 1. So I'm just going to put that in the row with that. I'm going to grab the rest of these, and I'm just going to start stacking them on top of each other. Now I'm going to have a stack of 5 and right next to it a stack of 4. Just save on a little bit of space. So you see, I'm just going to stack these down here. grab the next one. So I thought this was a good way to save some space. So I moved along here, fast forwarded to my final one, the 9th effects generator for the dirt impacts. You see I have a stack of 5 there and a stack of 4 here. And that saves on some space. So that's good. That's all of our dirt impacts for our phase 2 flying debris. And that gives us some room to come out here towards the screen for our effects for phase 3. Alright, I brought my test button up here and have Luke fire it up here, and we'll see what it looks like with the explosions. See the dirt impact right there on that one that hit next to Luke. See the ones there in the desert skiff has the flames. I think that looks pretty cool. You can see which one's fired here. These 2 fired, that one didn't by the randomizer. This one didn't either, nor this one. Didn't have this right hand one for the Sarlacc pit, didn't fire. So it looks like 6 blocks fired and 4 did not. So some of those random triggers were fired a second time by the randomizer. Let's go ahead and reset and we'll try it again and see if we get a different result this time with the randomizer. Go again, see the dirt impacts in the distance. Right next to Luke again. Desert skiff got hit again. And the sail barge is destroyed. And you see the dirt impacts around it for its phase 1 debris field. Again, see that one fired this time, whereas it didn't the last time here. All 3 of these fired that time. That one did not. So I like that from the randomizer, that it's a little bit different. Alright, we'll reset here and let's try it one more time. See, this time the random trigger for the desert skiff didn't fire, so that block didn't hit the desert skiff, so there's no Smoky Flames over there. I'll have some big decisions on what to do with the flying debris for phase 3 when the sail barge is destroyed. Alright, that brings to a close phase 2. Debris is created, the effects are created. I still yet have to work on phase 3, and I have a special announcement for that coming up here shortly. And here we are back at Gravity Falls. This isn't Tosche Station. They told me this was the way to Tosche Station. Hey, wait a second. I'm not even on Tatooine anymore. Where in the galaxy am I? And this is what happens when you get into a rush to save and exit a toy box, and in your haste you fail to recognize that you are overwriting the wrong save game file, and you lose the one and only save game you had for a prized toy box that you've spent hours creating. Thank you, Anger, for helping me express my frustration. Consider this a lesson learned. The good news is that I have these videos with step-by-step instructions for how to recreate this. So far I've recreated the desert skiff and sail barge, and I've added in the explosion effects and additional terrain. Once I add in the phase 1 and phase 2 debris, I'll be all caught up and I'll be able to continue with developing the phase 3 debris for the final destruction of the sail barge. After this setback, it'll take me some time to get that accomplished and create my videos. In the meantime, thank you to my subscribers for your support and feedback. As always, it's greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, and everybody have a great day.